know you've been waiting. I know you've been praying for my soul.
About to head to morning workout. I think it's like 7 a.m. Workout starts at 7:30. I think it's gonna be chest and tris today, I'm hoping. If it's legs, then I guess it'll be legs. We've got a morning workout. We've got 2 onboarding calls with 2 new clients that we just signed up. And then we've got coffee kind of lunch session with my buddy Ryan Lex, who's like first ever mentor that I had in my agency. He ran an agency in the past, now he runs like a massive e-commerce company, so that'll be a really cool conversation. And then we're gonna go film some content, but it's gonna be a good day. The goal for this vlog is I needed a really good title, so we're gonna see how much money I make today, and then we'll title the video 21-year-old makes X amount per day. At 7 a.m. we're at $21.50 for the day. The goal is 27. If we can get to 27, that's $1 million a year. So prove that we're the 7-figure entrepreneur that I say. Yeah, I work out, at least right now, I work out like 3 days a week. I do 7:30 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The reason I do it so early is because it like gets me started every day. Tuesday, Thursday, I do like my coaching calls in the morning. So I start Tuesdays and Thursdays, every Tuesday, Thursday at like 6 or 7 a.m. depending on the day. Those coaching calls get me out of bed early, but this workout gets me out of bed at like, usually I start at 7:30, I roll out of bed at like 7:20, and I just get in the car and go. But it starts my day with the hard stuff, that way everything else for the rest of the day is easy. So he's not used to me showing up on time, so we're 10 minutes ago. He's gonna be like, I guarantee you, first thing he's gonna say, oh, you need to release. I guarantee it, because I show up, we start at 7:30, I show up at 7:35 every day. Can you believe it, CJ?
Oh my God.
Can you believe it?
Not really.
Necessary evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I'd never hit rock bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so. I'm a prime example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get the opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself, sometimes you gotta be someone and not to hear the voice of reason. Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. At least for me, that's what it did.
So in college, I started college at 180 pounds. Ended college, I was 210 pounds. So I gained 30 pounds in college. And I went to the gym like every day. So I gained a ton of muscle. That's where I gained like most of the muscle that I have now. But I was like super out of shape. I went and got a DEXA-Fit scan, which is like, they go and like scan your body fat and stuff. And I came back from that, and like it took like a day to get the results. And so I'm like waiting for my results, assuming that I'm gonna be like 15% body fat and like, you know, pretty cardiovascularly healthy. It also tracks your metabolism. I was 23% body fat, which is technically overweight. My metabolism was 15% slower than the average person, the average obese person my age. And I was like, holy crap, I didn't realize how out of shape I was. And so ever since that moment, I was like, as soon as I start making enough money to actually like invest in someone to help me train, it's so much better, because now like, it's not just me I'm counting on at 7:30 a.m. every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's like someone else that's making money from me. And so there's like a huge sense of like accountability. I show up every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Otherwise it's like, you know, my own sense of accountability. It's like, you know, reading the Bible or anything else that takes, you know, discipline and consistency. It's really hard to do unless you have, you know, it's always good to have an accountability group with you, which is why like the men's Bible study groups are great. That's why like, you know, group classes and group coaching are great at the same time, because there's a huge sense of like group accountability. So that's why I work out with a trainer. I'm about to go shower, get ready for 2 onboarding calls, one with my guy Nabil, the other one with Drew. Nabil's kind of like shows people how to start and launch courses, and then Drew shows people how to flip cars and make like 10 grand a month doing that, which is pretty sick. So it should be a fun call. Like, the goal in any business is lifetime value. So if it's lifetime value cash up front, great. If you can get the highest lifetime value, the highest LTV,
with monthly recurring revenue that do that, right? I have clients that like have been working with me for a year now. There's no way that they would have paid all that cash up front. But now the LTV for those clients is so much higher because I was able to do weekly payments, and now they just pay me every week. And if you actually have a solid community and program, people will want to stay, right? If you get results, build community, people will actually want to stay. We just had like 5 people end their program last week. All 5 stayed for another 6 months. Yo, Drew, what's up, dude? And I do think you have plenty of people in your audience right now. Like if you have 50,000 people, like if you imagine a room of 50,000, there's at least 10,000 that have $2,000 saved up, right? At least. Probably more than that have $2,000 saved up. So it's less about like, oh, I have like a broke audience. It's more about like, how do I make this seem like a no-brainer for them? Like, how do I monetize and get them through the sales process? So I would say you could probably convert a ton of people right now if you do it the right way. Yo, Ryan, what's up, dude?
What's up, Grayson?
Good to see you. Good.
Good to see you, buddy.
This is Ryan. He mentored me when I was starting my agency. It was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, man.
I was in college and I was trying to figure out how to make my first 10K a month. And I asked my girlfriend at the time's mom, I was like, do you know anybody that runs an agency that could help me? And she was like, I think I know one guy. And then introduced me to Ryan, who the whole Lex family is awesome. But I hopped on a call and he ran an agency actively at the time,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
You ran an agency and you were like, yeah, sure, I'll just hop on calls. And then eventually we start hopping on a call like every day. I would literally call Ryan like every single day, like ask questions. Hey, this is what I'm doing. Is it gonna work?
You were taking action, man. That was really cool to see at the time.
Yeah, like every day I would like, all right, here's 10 things I did, Ryan. Is this the right thing to do? What do I do next? He would tell me what to do next, and then I'd go do it.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. But anyways, we're gonna sit down and chat about his business that he runs now with his wife. Their studio is right over there. It's called Emily Lex Studio. It's an awesome e-commerce company.
E-commerce.
Do you still run the agency or no?
No, I have a couple clients left over that are really good clients that I wanted to keep taking care of, but
yeah,
for the most part, everything's into e-commerce now. And
sweet. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about how he started his agency, the e-commerce company he has now. It'll be a good chat. If Ryan had to start from zero,
From scratch
today, would you go e-com or would you go agency? To get to 10K a month profit, which one would you pick?
The quickest way?
The quickest way.
Start with demand.
So
another way to think, figure out the demand
first.
Yes.
Got it.
Don't build stuff. So many people, I used to hear this all the time, and then after now starting an agency and an 8-figure e-com business, now there's like, okay, you look back and you go, man, I really should have listened to that guy. Trust me, I'm telling you that it's a lot easier just to go to the market and figure out what people want, because you can't create demand.
If Ryan had to feed his family, he's making
start from zero.
You have to pick one.
E-com versus agency?
Yeah.
E-com, hands down.
Really?
Yeah.
10K a month profit, you go e-com?
Yes. I think if you were going to do like help somebody specifically and do coaching, that might be like a faster path.
Like if you already have the skills to coach.
Yeah, if you already know what you're doing and you can actually really like speak to someone's individual situation, or you have a really good program for something that you can deliver one-on-one or even a group setting, that's probably faster and easier.
So you
but you need the skills first. You need to be an operator first. So much of what I would teach people if I was coaching them would be around, like, a lot of coaches will try to put people into one single pathway or something like that. What the cool thing about, because I've talked to you about your coaching program, is that you're like, well, there's like road marks or road signs,
like a roadmap.
Yeah, the roadmap.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a little different for each person.
Yep.
And trying to, just put somebody into a certain specific program just doesn't always work.
If you had to describe to someone who doesn't know anything about business what your agency does in one sentence, it would be
lead generation.
Lead generation.
Yeah, when I started, it was all lead generation for local businesses.
Okay.
And it was great because you could set up separate pages, separate things.
Yeah.
A lot of local guys don't get local people, local companies. They get looked over by the big agencies, and I don't know, that's my passion, is just entrepreneurship in general, but just small business and helping people take an idea or a service that's really small and just like, you're already doing a good job, you have a really good product, you have a really good service, you're already doing really well, all you just need to do is pour some fuel on the fire here.
Yep.
And once they see that was the coolest part about running an agency, is they see that, they see you advertising, and then they see the results from that, and it's a direct correlation. Then they get it, and they're like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
The last question I'll give you is, I think that you're in a spot where a lot of my audience is, where a lot of people watching me are thinking about launching a coaching or consulting business.
Yeah.
And they're in a spot where like they have skills, they've done real estate, they've done maybe e-commerce. I have people that have done, you know, they've run an agency just like you have, and now they want to take those skills, package it up into a coaching offer.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on like the coaching industry as a whole? Because you're not maybe in that whole world online of like the coaches industry.
Yeah.
It's like, what's your thoughts looking in on like
From the outside?
Yeah.
Gosh, that's a really good question. I think, listen, you can go and do e-commerce, you can go do an agency, you can go do coaching. There are, just like other business models, there's probably ways you need to have something you can deliver that's of unique value to your customers. And I would advise anybody just starting out, especially in coaching, that just get your first person, help your first person, help one person reach a goal that you think you can help them reach, and then do it again, and then do it again. So many coaches, I think, from what I can tell out from looking in, they try to start with like, okay, how do we get 100 people? It's like, just help 5.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't realize is that you can build a 7-figure coaching business with 30 clients.
Yes, and like just start talking about the questions and the things that are on your mind. Start talking about, you know, FAQs that people ask. What are the, you know, sit down with people that would be your clients.
Yeah.
And say, what questions do you have about this?
Yeah.
Call them, talk to them, DM them, get interactions with them, and just go and just get into the marketplace. Start creating content, start creating a little bit of an audience. Yeah, you'll never be able to say the same thing to 10 different types of prospects and have it resonate with them, because you're not being specific. You don't have a specific deliverable or end goal or end value. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then
so much easier to just be like, attention real estate agents or whatever.
Yeah, like being specific. But then I positioned myself on the short form content wave that was just beginning.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, you talk about like, what are people talking about right now? And like for
Dude,
me,
you
then
jumped
it was
on
like,
that. That was really cool.
It was short form, so I like rode that wave, and then after that it was like, all right, people don't know how to grow their short form agency. Like I did that for a year. Now there's like a million other short form agencies that don't know how to grow their business. Let me coach them on how I did it.
Yeah.
Then once I've scaled my coaching business, let me position myself, because coaching's now taking off as a trend, right? Let me position myself as a coach that coaches coaches.
Yep.
And for you, like I think like the e-com coach that I work with that's been really successful with his e-com coaching business, positioned himself with TikTok Shop really early, because I think it just launched. Yeah. It's like super popular in the e-com space right now, and he's like positioning himself as like, here's how to do TikTok Shop.
Yeah, and that makes his offer or whatever it is he's talking about unique. Yeah. Or at least it's interesting. I mean, whatever content he's putting out is something that's current and interesting and fun and something that people want to learn about.
So what's your coaching offer going to look like? Just got done with an awesome lunch coffee sesh with Ryan. Ryan's a dope dude. Follow him on IG. He's trying to build up a coaching program for e-com guys, so you should definitely follow him. But now we're about to go film some content. I got, I think, 1 YouTube kind of talking head video to film. I got 3 Instagram Reels to film that we're gonna be posting in the next week or so. So I'll kind of walk you guys through the filming process as I do it. First of all, welcome to the office. This is where I film everything. I always wear my wear the Uggs out because it's freezing cold outside. Everything hooked up to my phone, so I just turn on like my camera with this little handy dandy buttons right here, and then everything turns on. That way I can just walk in, press a button, and film. I don't have to like, you know, set everything up every time because it's already hard enough to film content as it is. But we got like 2 cameras typically set up for YouTube videos, one on like a side angle, one straight on, and then I'll record my audio separate with the Shure mic right here. Camera's kind of right there. I sit there and I talk, and then I usually just use Notion and I build out all of our content scripts. So like this is the posting calendar that we're going to use for the next, I don't know, I think it's built out for the next like 4 months or so. And so this is posting, but usually for filming, I go to the filming calendar. Today I can see we have a talking head video. I'll go in here, I'll use a script that we have, and I usually just bullet point my videos. I don't like script them word for word. If you got a script what you're talking about word for word, then you probably don't know what you're talking about. So I bullet point everything and then kind of just off the cuff everything else. But today it's 1 YouTube video, 3 Instagram Reels, so it should probably take about an hour and then we'll be done. I always start every one of my clients I start with, but until you have math skills as a coach, so you can add 30 clients, 40 clients, This is one of my favorite parts of Washington. We're in downtown Gig Harbor. I usually come here there's like a couple restaurants I like, but it's really just like the view. Also, this is like one of the bays, like one of my dreams is to live on a bay in Gig Harbor. And this is like, I don't know if I'd live on this bay, but this is good like inspiration to look at these like, you know, $5, $6, $7 million houses, and like, I'm gonna live there in like 5-10 years. That's the goal at least. So it's cool to come down here and look at these houses. Just so you guys on the internet, all you guys commenting, I don't even know what, I think the popular word now is like grifter, something like that. I don't even know, but you can see today, 2870. Sometimes it ranges from like 2,000 to 3,500 depending on the day, but it's on track for 7 figures for the year. Hopefully a little bit more in 2024. But just, you know, I don't like flexing the Stripe screenshots. I'm not a big fan, but you got to have the proof. So thank you guys for watching. One of the big things that I'm focusing on is making content that looks like a freaking movie. I think I looked at like my content in the last like couple weeks, and the biggest thing I noticed was that I'm pretty much doing what everybody else does. You sit at a desk, you talk to the camera, you provide some value, and that's great. And I'm sure that you guys maybe enjoyed those videos. I'm sure that maybe, you know, it provided a ton of value to a lot of people, and I'm not going to stop doing those videos, but I do think that coming out to places like this, and we have like 4, 5, 6 trips planned in the next couple months, I think doing kind of like vlog and travel style videos and kind of making like mini movies instead of just making, you know, me sitting at a desk and talking videos, I think it's going to be super valuable. So you guys can actually see like, hey, what could your life really look like if you decide to start an online business? Anyways, thanks for watching, value creators. I'll see you guys in the next one.